Slouchy slouch.
Yeah.
Oh, letting one out first?
I'm adjusting my seat so I can lean back in comfort, sir. Fuck you.
You should have saved the gas for the Million Ways to Die in the West review.
I wasn't there for that.
Oh boy, did you miss a masterpiece. Alright, so we're at Snowpiercer. Phenomenally better than Million Ways to Die in the West.
Phenomenally better than just about everything I've seen in the past year.
Easily one of the best movies that I've seen so far this year.
Yeah, that was...
hands down.
That was incredible. That was just a great fucking movie.
Great fucking movie. Right now you've got two fantastic fucking science fiction movies that you could go see out there. This one and Edge of Tomorrow. This one going through a limited release right now. I mean, it came to Springfield. It came to Springfield last weekend. I know that it was out. They might have released it in 8 theaters, I think, the same weekend that they did Transformers 4.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the weekend where we were getting a lot of messages like, why didn't you also go see Snowpiercer?
Because we don't live in a major city.
If Snowpiercer was playing, yeah.
Definitely would have gone.
Dear God, so I mean, it finally came to Springfield, and what's the backstory here?
The backstory is that to fix global warming, they come up with something that, they put in the air to take the Earth's temperature down, and it ends up freezing the Earth.
I meant, the backstory on, the release for the movie.
Well, it was released a couple of years ago, I think, in Korea and in some other markets, I think. And when they went to find distribution for the U.S., Weinstein Brothers picked it up, and they wanted a lot of changes made. And the director just kept saying no.
Good on him.
Yeah. Because it's, this movie was made a couple years ago, if I'm correct.
At least, some of the dates that I saw on it, it at least had some screenings in 2013, I believe.
Yeah.
And what I was seeing about it was that, the Weinsteins wanted 20 minutes of it cut, and, an opening and closing narration, which isn't needed. You have audio at the beginning of the movie that tells you enough of what you need to know what's going on. I don't know what any kind of narration at the ending would have added. There's nothing I would have cut out of this movie.
No, not at all. And even the narration at the beginning, while it's great to have that setup, at the same time, if you're actually watching the movie perfectly explains to you what's happening.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It might take some time getting there, but...
Yeah, and hell, even just seeing the synopsis of the movie tells you what you need to know about it. I mean, so because of that, the Weinsteins, they ended up releasing it, but just select cities here and there, which is, this deserves to be in a lot more theater. It's amazing.
With the right promotion and everything, this movie would have done gangbusters.
It would have done just fine. It would have absolutely done just fine. The reviews for it are freaking solid. Anyone who I know who has seen it, I mean, any of the commenters and stuff who have seen it, have raved about this movie. The trailer for it, easily sold me on it. The cast, the poster, the plot synopsis. It's a cool fucking plot synopsis. I think it would have just done just fine. It's amazing the dreck that gets released in a couple thousand, 3,000 theaters, and I mean this one is fine. It's certainly finding an audience.
Oh yeah, this is one of those movies that's gonna be one of those movies that certain people talk about in the same sense that people talk about Blade Runner. And things like that. That movie, that was just so fucking good.
This movie is easily one of the most disturbing things I've sat through in a while.
That was fucking brutal. There was nothing about that movie that was not harsh as fuck.
But at the same time, this is from the director of The Host, Not the
No,
the good host.
Yeah. The good host that if you're hot, like the good host from Korea, that the subtitled version's a fantastic scary movie, and the dubbed version is a hilarious comedy.
But like, yeah, but even like the subtitled version of The Host, there are moments in this movie that I don't want to say are funny, but
There are moments that are kind of fun.
not even like I can't say that there's a moment in the movie where I necessarily like laughed out loud or anything like that, but there is a dark, twisted kind of humor in this that happens every now and then that you don't just sit
That's just enough release to make you not depressed.
Yeah, it's like this awkward kind of laughter where it's like, this is like kind of humorous, but I think any minute now something terrible is gonna happen.
Yeah.
The train car with the students, the grade school class, is acted and shot almost like it's the section on the train that's a campy 70s sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
You know? But they're all singing and smiling. It's a bright and colorful car on the train, but at the same time, like, this teacher has the crazy-eyed look in her eyes when she's smiling and stuff like that. So while she's being kind of jovial, you're thinking something horrible is going to happen here.
Yeah. She's being jovial, but like the things that she's saying too are horrifying.
Yeah.
And somewhat like Hitler Youth-esque.
Dude, when the movie starts out in the it is total 100% Hitler Youth-esque. When this movie starts out and they're all on the tail section of the train, it's like you're watching like a Nazi exploitation movie but without the Nazis.
Yeah.
But still like this like fucked up shit's happening. You have Tilda Swinton in here who is like straight out of like a raw like 70s exploitation movie. Like she's batshit in this fucking thing. It's amazing that the movie has John Hurt in it because she's kind of playing like a John Hurt type character.
She kind of is, yeah. She kind of is.
So you have like people with their limbs missing and shit, and there's some like Ilsa shit going on here where they'll like fuck with people bad. They like punish the dude by sticking his arm out the train and it freezes to death, and they fucking chop it off like seriously,
They
like
smash
Men
it with
Behind
a
the
hammer.
Sun train. Like it's fucked up. Like this movie is really disturbing. And so yeah, as you were saying about the plot, it's, do you want to take this one since you almost started earlier?
Yeah, so global warming, to try and fix it, the world freezes.
Yeah.
And the only people that survive are the people that are on this super train that some rich maniac built.
Yeah.
That's a self-sufficient ecosystem, pretty much.
Oh yeah, it has everything. It has like, it has a freaking dance. It has a dance club. It's got like a meat market. It's got like a walk-through aquarium. And then the front of the train, which is an entirely different subject on its own.
Yeah.
So everyone in the tail section of the train,
They're kind of like the bottom passengers on the Titanic.
Yeah.
They're just treated like shit.
oh yeah, it's like they're in a concentration camp.
Yeah.
They're fed like these protein bars that,
Look like gross black jello.
yeah, they do. They look like if you cut up like cranberry sauce into like squares that it turns out are made of like ground up bugs and shit. And so they,
The food of the future.
yeah, as long as it tastes good.
Yeah.
It looked better than the bugs that I've eaten.
Yeah.
These were, they just need sour cream and onion flavor.
Oh,
And
I'm sure it would have been just so good.
And so, yeah, people are getting tortured. People are getting their limbs cut off. They're all living in essentially a fucking prison. And then Chris Evans leads a giant revolt with Octavia Spencer, Billy Elliot. Was that one of them?
Yeah. Fucking Jamie Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Bell, who... Yeah, I can't say I've seen anything with Jamie Bell that I have disliked Jamie Bell.
What are a few other ones that he was in that I would have seen?
King Kong.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He did all the motion capture and voice acting for Tintin.
Oh, all right.
He's gonna be the Thing in the Fantastic Four movie.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, huh.
Miscast. But he's Jamie Bell. I'm sure I'll like him just fine.
Yeah.
Even though he's horribly miscast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, him and Jamie Bell and just a bunch of randoms.
Yeah. They go through each car on this train, which looks like it has 20, 25 cars on it, maybe?
Yeah,
It's long.
they keep saying 10. They keep
Only
saying
10?
10 cars, but the train does seem... I will say the train does seem a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
But going back, they might have only shown us 10 cars.
There are some really wide shots in this movie where it looked like a lot more than that, but, I mean, I could be wrong.
Oh, and it could be 10 cars in the sense that, like, in major cities you get those buses with the accordion in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So they might be, like, really long cars.
Oh, alright. This is a wildly unpredictable movie because they are going through each level in these cars, and you really don't know what's going to happen on either side of this thing. It's almost like they're going through the fucking cube. Like, it really is like, you don't know if there's going to be just some freaky dude grounding up bugs, or that shot where the door just opens and it's a bunch of masked motherfuckers
with axes.
Like
100 dudes with axes and Kevlar on.
Holy shit. So there's this giant axe fight on the train, which is one of the best axe fights that I've seen. And then one that involves night vision.
Yeah.
Holy crap. And it's all silent. Like, the night vision part's all silent. A lot of it's from the point of view of one of the guys with the night vision goggles. There's really no soundtrack or music playing in this particular sequence.
It's just brutal, mean-spirited imagery.
Yeah. Especially with Tilda Swinton standing there being fucking creepy as shit with these gigantic false teeth, these big old glasses. Again, her part in the movie, like she's animated as shit. Like, she's a great villain here. She really is. All the villains are. I mean, there are villains in this that you just want dead. Where you're just like, God,
There's those two big silent motherfuckers.
Fuck, yeah.
They don't, like, the one guy has one line at the end of the movie, but through the whole movie, you just want the fucker to die.
Yeah, like, I want this guy. Man, it's gonna be so
satisfying when he finally fucking dies.
Mm-hmm. This was a great villain. Like, he's got knives in his back and shit, a big fucking machine gun, walking through, like, the sauna train. It's playing Midnight with the Stars and You.
Yeah, I think it just reached a point where that dude did not give a fuck anymore, and he got scary.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you get to fucking Ed Harris.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what car we use, we still gotta do that.
Yeah. At the end, they finally get to Ed Harris, and fucking hell.
Damn, I should have known Christoph was in charge of all this.
Jesus Christ. And I can't think of anybody that would have played that part better than Ed fucking Harris.
Not at all. Not at all. And like, I was wondering the entire time I forgot that Ed Harris was in this. Like, I saw his name on the poster.
I love me some Ed Harris and some shit, and he's not in enough movies, period, anymore.
Mm-hmm. But when he pops up, in a small role like that, dude, he's great. He's sitting there, this silk robe, freaking
making a steak, talking some shit.
Making a steak, talking about, like, keeping the balance.
Which, the horrible sick thing is, as he's talking about keeping this balance in this ecosystem of this train, it makes perfect sense. It's just horrifying.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, he's a crazy person. Like, yeah, he's speaking all this crazy fucking nonsense. So when you get to this guy at the very end of it, like, yeah, like you're expecting that if it actually does show Wilford, then he's going to be spouting out some really, really goddamn horrific shit just to kind of keep this train moving. But he is such an insane motherfucker, so of course this elaborate plan of his involves a lot more than just simply going back to the back of the train and just shooting people. Like, of course, it has, like, its own, like, little plot line that he's kind of orchestrating. Like, he's sort of like this madman dictator version of, like, Christoph Waltz from Django Unchained. It isn't just simply enough that he can't just, you know, go get Jamie Foxx's girl back or anything like that. It's got to be this insane, gigantic plan.
Yeah. Yeah. Just... I can't say enough good things about this movie, honestly.
Me too. And like I was saying, when I had forgotten that Ed Harris was in it, so the entire time I was wondering, like, who Wilford was going to be, if it was going to show him, if he was even still alive.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, that's the obvious turn, is there's no one there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad that there was, because you're right, that would be, like, that's what you would largely expect, is they would get there and it'd be someone who was dead or someone who was not who they envisioned it being, but actually getting there and having there'd be this fucking crazy guy in this steel engine room walking around like Hugh Hefner of the train.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like, I sat down today and read a shit ton of reviews, purposely, like, trying to skip anything that would spoil anything for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't really expect a lot would happen. I read a lot of negative reviews that were on, like, IMDb, and I can honestly say those people did not watch this movie. Like...
What'd they say?
Oh, just stupid, like, talking about plot holes.
Well...
You know what? There's a couple things in this movie that I'm just, like... I'll be honest... Suspension of disbelief has to kick in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you're on board like an ice train in the future and shit like that. Like, yeah.
But the plot holes they're talking about don't exist. One guy was like, "How does the train run on kids?"
Whatever.
Yeah, that's somebody who wasn't watching the movie, or somebody stupid enough that thought they were watching the movie and just weren't. Like, I will say, like, some parts didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, why is the water purification system in the middle of the train when the water collects from the front? That makes no sense to me.
Do you know what answers all of that for me? Between the water system in the middle of the train.
It's the future?
The water system in the middle of the train, and also, you know, the fact that, you know, if he needed people to die, they easily could have just, because they don't give a fuck about the people in the back of the train, they easily could have just gone back there and shot them. You know what answers all that for me, though? It's a train run by crazy people.
Yeah.
This thing is built by a goddamn fucking madman. You gonna expect a goddamn madman to come up with some sane plan? No, he's fucking gonna do this shit like this for his own goddamn amusement.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're dealing with freaking crazy-ass people. And his, you know, kind of Adele-looking sidekick with a gun stealing kids.
Yeah. Yeah, but they start at the back and they work to the front and they pick up a couple people on the way. These two, this Korean guy who designed all the doors on the train and his daughter. Yeah. And they're both just crackheads.
Yeah. They snip, chrono, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The waste from the train, they're fucking snorting it.
Yeah. And by the end of it, he's been collecting all of it just so he can build a bomb to blow the door open, because he seems to have, like, he's kind of been putting some things together that he sees this plane, and every year, because it takes the train an entire year to make just one route, which I love that, like in the middle of that one fight scene. When
they stop everything to celebrate New Year's.
Yeah. In the middle of this fight scene, they realize that they've crossed the bridge that indicates that it's the start of the new year, so the fight stops just to say Happy New Year. It's glorious.
But... Yeah, and that's glorious. There's historical precedent for that. Like, that happened in World War I and World War II.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then there was a, what was the name of the day? Memorial Day is taking the place of it, but in World War II. It was
Kashmir Pulaski Day?
yes. I keep wanting to say Arbor Day, but no, that's fucking trees. Somebody will fucking know. But Memorial Day is now the holiday that takes place on it. But it was November 11th at 11:11. There was a minute of silence on the battlefield. So anywhere during the war, at 11:11, on 11:11, everything stopped.
Well, it's just one of the many instances of World War II analogies to make in this movie.
but also too that's like we said earlier, that was like the break you needed at that moment. Like the movie was so well paced that like they put that break in and like it's a weird little like note, but like,
again,
you needed 30 seconds right there.
Yeah, and it is one of those great moments where like you want to smile, you want to kind of laugh because it is darkly humorous. Yeah. But you're still
And then
uneasy.
right after that, they hit the tunnel.
Yeah, they hit the tunnel. They put on these fucking night vision goggles and just, again, throats cut. Jesus Christ. You're sitting there just so uneasy during that freaking little break that they have for New Year's. So, yeah, the Chrono Head dude he's seen that, like, there's a plane on the bottom of the bridge that he can see more of every time that they pass it, which kind of indicates to him that things are melting, that maybe people actually could kind of survive out here. So by the end of the movie, he just has been collecting all of this chrono material to just blow the door off of the side of the thing, just to go out there and see if he could possibly survive out there. And it causes an avalanche.
Yeah, it does.
Oops.
Awesome avalanche.
Oops. Everyone might be dead.
Yeah.
Except for 2 people.
That's the end of the movie, but fuck you. We spoil everything anymore. No, this movie is so worth going to.
Yeah.
Support the fuck out of this movie. Because if this movie does well, it just means we're gonna get more shit like it, hopefully.
Yeah.
You know? It's like Pacific Rim. Like, I loved that movie. It wasn't a perfect movie, but I'd rather see 10 movies like that as opposed to some other schlock that we get.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. But to, go to great science fiction films like this. Like, okay, yeah, I know that Brian and I got some shits and giggles out of Transformers 4, but come on, that was us having a laugh at some good garbage. Because it is, okay, yeah, it's okay to enjoy some good trash. I do it all the goddamn time.
Garbage is fun.
Yeah, I do it. I do that all the goddamn time. We all do. We all sit there and, kind of have a laugh at some cheesy shit. But it's also important to point out the shit that you really shouldn't spend your money on and go see. And this one it seems to be getting some pretty fucking solid word of mouth. It was even at a limited release. This thing was trending on Twitter last weekend.
No, this movie, whether it does great in theaters or not, it's gonna have a long life. It's gonna have a real long life. Like, there's gonna be there won't be discs, but if this movie came out 10 years ago, there'd be like a 5-disc collection right now.
Yeah, no matter how this does in theater, this is gonna be one that,
this is gonna stick around for a while.
Like Dread has.
Yeah. Fuck. As soon as this is on Blu-ray, I'm gonna go get it, because I want to watch this movie all the fucking time.
I would see this movie again. I would see this again. I can't tomorrow, though. I gotta go see Riff Tracks of Sharknado and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I got 2 apocalypse movies in a row.
Yeah, have you talked to Ryan recently? I talked to him yesterday.
He's going with me to Sharknado tomorrow.
Nice. Apparently our boy Ryan, the director of the Cinema Snob movie, is a background actor in Sharknado.
He's in the trailer. Watch the trailer for Sharknado. He told me he was in there, and I looked at it, and I pretty much instantly knew who he was, but I still wrote to him and double-checked anyway. He's the guy in the trailer who is standing in... It's 47 seconds in to the trailer, and he's the guy who's standing in the city, looking outside the window. It looks like he's in a skyscraper. You only see the back of his head, and there's just sharks and shit falling down. He worked on the movie with the director's good buddy of his, and they've actually worked together more than once. But he missed working out. He missed working on the first movie, which we gave him so much shit for.
Yeah. It's like, you fucking idiot.
He got a chance to work on this one, though. He got a chance to go out and work on it in New York, where they shot it. But yeah, look it up. Hell, I'll probably end up just posting that trailer on the site. But he's in it.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm looking forward to watching it just for going, there's Ryan!
Yeah. That's right. Best second in the movie.
Yeah.
The great thing about going to see something like this though, is like we get like a different set of trailers.
Oh, yeah, we got some
good shit.
Yeah.
What was that? Kill the Messenger, the Jeremy Renner one. That looks amazing.
I hadn't even heard of that movie, but
Me neither.
That cast.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Andy Garcia and fucking Michael Sheen.
Yeah. Oscar Michael Sheen.
Yeah. I think I saw some Oliver Platt in there.
Yeah, Oliver Platt was in there. Dude, it's
Barry fucking Pepper.
Barry Pepper.
I'm
Jeremy
so ready
Renner.
for Barry Pepper to make a fucking comeback. I love that motherfucker.
Anytime Barry Pepper shows up, I'm always even if it's like garbage, like the Lone Ranger, like he's still like kind of amazing in it.
Barry Pepper is one of those. He's a great actor who got completely fucked by John Travolta. John Travolta fucked Barry Pepper's career.
That was the real travesty of that. I'm not even saying that as a joke. Like, that was the real travesty of that fucking movie.
Yeah. Oh, man. I remember when that movie was coming out, because Bradstreet had become friends with Barry Pepper at the time.
Yeah.
And he was so hyped. He's like, yeah, my boy's going to be the leading man in a movie.
Johnny Good Boy Tyler.
Oh, fuck. Poor Barry fucking Pepper.
And you know what? He's still good in that movie. Like, I mean, Travolta steals the entire thing, for better or worse.
Yeah.
But, and I like John Travolta, but that's not... that's not a good John Travolta performance. It's a good John Travolta performance. But yeah, Kill the Messenger is what it's called. It's a Renner, it's Barry Pepper, it's drugs. I really want to see that.
Yeah.
What was that one? The one with Michael Pitt.
I Origins.
Yeah. I couldn't really tell what the fuck that was about, but...
I think the concept of that movie was, dude's a scientist, and he studies eyes.
Yeah.
And apparently, I don't know if it's true or not, this might very well be true, but everybody's eyes are uniquely different to themselves. Mm-hmm. And he meets a girl and falls in love, and they get married, and then she fucking dies. And then years later, it turns out there's some little girl born in India with the exact same eyes, and he's trying to track down this kid.
Okay.
And I think it gets a little philosophical, is what I get.
Well, yeah. When you have a trailer that says the phrase, the eyes are the window to the soul, it's probably going to be somewhat philosophical in its dialogue.
And it looked like something that might be interesting. It also looked possibly pretentious as fuck.
Yeah, but it also looked intriguing. Like, it also looked like an intriguing enough flick. And Michael Pitt's grown on me with age. Like,
he's one of those dudes I've actually always kind of liked a little bit, but at the same time, it's like some of the movies he's in, I just don't care for the fucking movie itself in the long run, you know.
Well, like, I've always thought he was a fairly decent actor, but years ago, whenever he would pop up in movies, it was like he was always, no matter if he was just like a killer or not a killer, he was usually playing this like stereotypical late 90s emo kind of guy. Yeah. but seeing him in some stuff, and with him being a little bit older now, he popped up on Hannibal. Last season. And I didn't even know, I hadn't seen him in anything in a while, and he didn't have that same Shemp Howard hair that he usually had. He plays the same character that Oldman played in the Hannibal movie.
Oh, okay.
And he was great.
Huh.
Like, he was kind of Jack Nancing the shit out of that.
Right on.
He was really fucking good in that.
It was a solid trailer.
Mm-hmm.
What, we got the Expendables 3 trailer.
This is
the version of it I hadn't seen yet.
same here.
And it's the first one that sold me on the movie, because it just looked fucking insane.
Yeah, I'm sold, because the trailers that we've been getting for it, of course I'll see it, because why the hell wouldn't I go see that?
Statham, you have to.
Statham, Stallone, Arnold, all of that, like, you know, I'm 80s action, of course I'm gonna go see that.
Yeah.
But like the other trailers have just been like, here's everyone we got. This one actually showed what's actually going on in the movie.
It's like, oh, Mel Gibson's the bad guy?
Sold.
Fuck yeah.
Sold. I hope I get to see Mel Gibson as a bad guy in something that's better than Machete Kills. Even in that, he was the best part of that movie. But Stallone versus Gibson, all right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I love me some Mel Gibson. He might be a horrible human being, but fuck if he's not actually a fantastic actor.
Very few can play crazy like Mel Gibson.
Oh, dude, the Beaver.
Yeah, the Beaver.
He's also, you know, like, wasn't much for Passion of the Christ, mostly because it was Jesus snuff, but Apocalypto is fucking amazing.
Apocalypto was great. Apocalypto was fucking great. Like, that was easy. Between that and the Passion of the Christ, Apocalypto was the better movie. What else we got? Oh, The Giver.
Yeah, which
I never had to.
I'll admit that's actually a book I've never read.
Same here.
And it's one of those things that I've always felt like, yeah, I should probably read that.
Yeah.
But by the time I was interested in it, I was maybe a little too old for it, perhaps, because it's. I remember it being like around a lot when I was younger.
Yeah.
But fucking Bridges. I'll watch it.
Oh, yeah, it's got Jeff Bridges in it.
Yeah.
We never had to read. The book was always there in school. I know Sarah's read it. I know plenty of people who have read it. We never had to when I was in school. The one kind of odd thing about the trailer is all the black and white stuff in it. And I don't know if this is true or not, but the one thing that was really distracting me for it is that it, and again, like I said, this could totally be wrong, but it looked like it was obviously shot in color, and they just clicked a button and made it black and white.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they just did that transfer. It's probably easier at this point, you know.
Well, I'm sure it's easier, but it just.
Well, because it seems, because with what I understand the storyline, it seems like what a lot of that movie is going to be is there's going to be a lot of black and white with color over it.
Was it like Pleasantville or something?
To a degree, yeah. It's the same kind of idea. From what I understand. I could very well be wrong.
Well, I liked Pleasantville.
Yeah, but from what I understand, it's like a cross Pleasantville and Equilibrium, and that's kind of The Giver.
Right on. Both movies I liked.
Yeah.
I can't remember beyond that what trailers we got. Oh, that spy movie with German Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, with like, who else was in that? Like,
fuck. Who the fuck else was in that? Damn it.
Yeah. Rachel McAdams.
Oh.
Yeah, Rachel McAdams and
Robin Wright.
Robin Wright. And in the background a few times I saw Daniel Bruhl.
Right on. Nice.
It's like he didn't have a line in the trailer, but I saw him a few times. But that looked like just from the trailer alone, the movie very well might be terrible, but the way that trailer was put together, it looks like Philip Seymour Hoffman might be in the running for a Oscar after death.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked good. I mean, it looked like
a solid drama movie, you know, kind of a spy drama.
Yeah, it's from the same guy who wrote Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and that's kind of the vibe that is given, that it's a spy film, but it definitely looks like it'd be like a slow burn, a lot of plots going on.
I'm okay with that.
Film. Yeah, same here.
Done the right way, that works fine for me. I like a slow burn every once in a while.
Well, let's see. Tomorrow is we did get The Purge Anarchy.
Oh yeah. It's fucking assault on Precinct 13 in the streets of a city where it's not just a gang coming after you, it's everyone in the fucking world.
Yeah, with Frank Grillo, like,
Yes.
kind of looking like he's sort of playing the Punisher, which I can kind of give.
I love Frank Grillo.
Me too.
Like, honestly, he's one of those dudes that everything I've seen him in, I've either really immensely enjoyed the movie or I've enjoyed the fuck out of him in it. Like, he was great in Captain America.
Yeah.
He was the Gray. He's one of the best parts of the Gray.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad we're getting a movie starring Frank Grillo, especially this kind of movie, like ridiculous future, like violent ass fucking movie. Like it kind of comes. It seems like in a previous Purge, his wife or kid or someone close to him has died, so he loads up the trunk with a bunch of fucking guns, just hightails it into the middle of the city, and then it looks like they get captured by this sort of Hunger Games-ish kind of, like, cross between that, The Most Dangerous Game, and Hostel.
That movie's gonna be insane, and it's either gonna be really fun or horrible.
Even if we go see it and it's like horrible in, like, you know, the bad way, like, wow, this is a piece of dog shit. Even if it's that, like, it is still, at least it'll be what the first one should have been. Not in terms of if it's bad, but meaning like plot wise, in terms of scope. Because the first one,
why set up that world for a fucking
home invasion movie?
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of backstory for a movie that I've seen 1,000 times.
Yeah.
This one, though, like, it is a ridiculous plot that would never fucking happen, but so fucking what?
Yeah.
Like, it's a goofy ass fucking movie. One night out of the year, like, all emergency services are...
and murder is legal.
And murder is legal.
And yet people are still wearing fucking masks.
Well, I mean... I would probably wear a mask, because, like, say, like, you're a guy in the movie, like, yeah, you want to be
I'd
wearing a
lock
mask.
my ass in a bomb
yeah,
shelter.
so would I. I would, too.
Fuck
Like,
a mask, I'm hiding.
but let's say I'm some nutbag who's gonna go out and celebrate the Purge or something, like, you probably want to be wearing a mask, because what are you gonna do? You're gonna go up to your neighbor the next day and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I fucked your dog last night. I love the part in the trailer where you just see a bus on fire in the
just rolling
background.
past.
Like, the Purge is great for taking care of crime and property damage. Holy shit.
Yeah, you gotta think. And wasn't that like a way to help, like, set up in the first, like, a way to help fix the economy and shit too?
It keeps crime down. There are, if I remember the first one right, it's like there are still some rules. Like, you can't just nuke a city, or you can't, like, assassinate anyone involved in politics or something like that. Like, there are certain, like, things that you still can't do.
But you can fuck your neighbor's dog.
You can still fuck your neighbor's dog.
Well, I'm ready for the Purge. I want to fuck a dog.
I'm legitimately looking. I didn't even like the first one.
And then my name just got changed to Dog Fucker Dave.
Oh, Dog Fucker Dave.
Oh.
But I'm the one who's seen Dog Fucker.
Still, at least I'm not Slaver Brian. Or Faggot Josh.
You might be fucking a dog, but at least you never owned slaves.
Yeah, no shit. Some things are just wrong in this world.
Right. Thank God we took care of that problem.
Fucking.
And I'm the one who's seen the movie Dog Fucker.
Yeah.
Ugh. That was the worst 10 minutes of my life.
So, Brad, how much was that doggy in the window?
And the movie didn't cost me any money, but it cost me some soul points. Jesus Christ.
Soul points. I'm glad that's not a real thing. We'd be fucked.
I would have lost that the 12th time I watched Dog Fucker.
Yeah.
I like it when I get comments like, you need to do a Cinema Snap episode on Dog Fucker. I think that's a legal movie to own, and also I don't think I can show that.
Yeah, no. Gonna have like one clip in it, it'd be the opening credits.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
It's alright, I've done the Anal Dwarf on the Bat Pussy episodes. I've done one Stag Loop. It's 10 minutes of Ralphus from Bloodsucking Freaks fucking a girl in the ass.
Alright. Well, anything else?
I don't know. What are some more ass fucking stag reels we could talk about?
That's your department.
Alright, tomorrow is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and Riff Tracks of Sharknado. Next week is, like, The Purge and Planes. Why I'm laughing, I have to see it too.
Yeah. And just, the rest of the summer's looking pretty decent, honestly.
Way of Guardians is coming out, that looks good. Sin City's coming out.
Yeah. The Scarlett Johansson one.
Oh, Lucy?
Lucy's coming out, that looks fun.
Uh-huh.
No. And it could go either, it's gonna be terrible, but I'm really looking forward to Hercules.
The trailers kind of have me, like, at least wanting to see that. I'm like you, like, that could... this is the first time
it's
I've...
gonna be a train wreck, but it's gonna be a fantastic train wreck.
Yeah, this is probably, like, the first time since, like, Red Dragon where I wanted to see a Brett Ratner movie. But it's... The title comes across the screen and fire, and he punches a lion. I gotta go see that.
Well, Hercules did fight a lion.
Yeah, I'm sure Dwayne Johnson has, too.
If anybody has fought a lion, it's probably Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Alright, go see Snowpiercer.
Yes. Give it your money and your support.
Yes. Later.
Later.